So take a look up here. And the order we go in is not too important. So your quiz today is just simplifying one of the sides. So that's the Khan Academy we did. So your quiz is on, can you just simplify this for today? And then your quiz on Friday is going to be solving the whole thing, which is the worksheet you just got. So your questions on Friday's quiz will look like what you on this assignment here. Okay? Ready? Okay. So remember to start out just by getting rid of the parentheses, multiplying. Make sure you write your t's like this with a little hook at the end as opposed to this because it looks like a plus sign. And then keep on going, 8 times -6. Most of the writing on these is just rewriting what you did not do on that particular step. And then simplify everything on the same side. Again, this is what your quiz is today, just simplifying a single side, so it's just a number and a variable at the end. So here we have 3t plus 16t, so 19t. And then, once again, just rewrite everything else. So we're just doing one little step per line. And at the end, that's when you start adding, subtracting to both sides. So start with the variable on the right. It's a positive 14, subtract 14t. The number on the left is -48, so add 48. Now you notice I'm adding and subtracting both the numbers and the variables at the same time. Okay. You can do that or you can do them one by one, but just remember variables should be lined up with variables. So if there's a variable above, there should be a variable below. You can't subtract 2 from 19t. Okay. So that equals 0, that equals 0. So we got 19t minus 14t. So 5 times what is 50. Okay. And then you can divide to solve for the answer. So t must equal 10. Okay. So we actually started, if you remember, we started a couple weeks ago with, can you solve this? 5 times what is 50? And then you got 10. And then we went to a two-step. And then we went to variables on both sides. Then we went to simplifying a single side. And then we recently added the parentheses. So this has all been building for quite some time. So just keep in mind of, don't forget or not, stop doing what you've been doing for a long time. It should seem pretty natural at this point. Okay. Now, as far as checking your answers, now with equations you can check. With the Khan Academy that you're doing right now, it's not an equation, so you can't plug in a number. The answer is just a number and a variable. So today's quiz you can't really check. You just have to be careful. But on Fridays you can. But on here you could always plug in 10 and say, okay, that's going to be 140 plus 2. Okay, 142. And then over here do the same thing. That's 20 minus 6 is 14. 14 times 8 is 100 third something. Just write it out. 112. Yeah, 112. And then 3 times 10 is 30. So 112 plus 30 is 142. So within about 10 seconds, you'll know if it's right or wrong. Even though this is a big equation, you can check to see if the answer's right pretty quick. So if you want to do well on the quiz, it's not about, well, this is a big equation, so it's difficult. It's check your answer, and you can redo it several times until you do get it right. Okay. All right. Anything else? I think that's about it. But we're going to take the quiz fairly quick, so probably within the next 10, 15 minutes. Please log in to the Chromebook, and you have to log into D127 so I can send the quiz to your computer. So you have to be logged into the room number.